You know, this is a great question, especially when you can see all the way through a tree. Hello. So this is a very large mulberry, a very heavy mulberry, by the way, out here at the Arboretum that has a crack that runs down the middle of the tree. And probably what happened is as these two stems grew, that one and this one, if you go back and watch that other video, I talked about bark inclusions, and that's very likely part of the problem here. There was likely trapped bark in here somewhere. You can see a stem that the trees kind of growed over right here, and it makes a weak spot. So at some point, through stress, through weight, through wind, you can get big fissures and big cracks that run all the way through the plant. Now you can already see that if I pop some of this bark off, it is healing, and it is sealing over that damage. Here's those growing points that are working on sealing this over. The problem is there's always going to be a cavity in this tree. So even if that tree completely grows over it, there's always going to be a weak point. Because like I mentioned, any damage that happens to a tree exists in that point in space as long as the tree is standing. It's always there. The good news is there are things we can do about it. On a smaller plant, I would probably just say, hey, let's get rid of that stem. But this tree is so large, it would definitely unbalance it. And so what we could do, if I come back around here, is run an all thread or a metal rod all the way through this tree. You take a big drill and you start here and you end over there and you run metal rods through that crack. Now they would have to be pretty big. You put big bolts on the outside, you cinch it together, and while it won't close that gap, because that's a lot of weight to move and a lot of mass to move, it will stabilize these two trunks. And eventually the tree will grow over the bar over here and grow over the bar over here. And like it was trying to do over on that other side, it will completely seal over this damage. So there are things you can do in large, heavy trees that have damage like this to repair big cracks, and we can sort of hijack the tree's capacity for compartmentalizing damage and for sealing over things that you stick in it, like all threads and metal rods and things like that, and actually just turn it into part of the tree and give it some structural support. But yeah, this is not ideal. It's far from ideal. I know this may be a portal to somewhere. It's really hard to say. I've not encountered very many portals, but this is fixable. Is it better to do when the tree is young? Yes, or when the damage first occurs at the very least. But this is a big, large tree that we wouldn't want to lose. So repairing this damage is certainly an option, and probably a pretty good option in this case.